Going to be reviewing the CK rule. I know that we did this in class on Friday, but I wanted to go back over it. And so if you are not in my Reading Horizons group and you go with Miss Howard or Mrs. Schultz, this might be new to you, and that's okay. I'm going to go through with you guys and take it step by step. We're going to completely go back over it. So the first thing I want to do is a little bit of a review game. If you have either a piece of paper or you have a whiteboard at home, or if you can do split screen on your iPad to be able to pull up something to write. No matter what, you need some way to write down. And here's how this game works. I am going to be saying some words out loud, and I want you to write down if you believe that that word is a long vowel sound or a short vowel sound. So first, you're going to identify the vowel that you hear. Then you're going to mark it as either long or short. Let's go back through quickly and remind ourselves of vowels. So think in your head for a moment. What are the vowels? Okay, say them with me. Ready? A, E, I, O, and U. And vowels can make a few different sounds. Our short vowels have the cute little arc above them. They're squished up nice and short, and I call them the caveman grunts. So A says ah, E says eh, I says ih, O says ah, and U says Each one has a squished up arc on top. Now our vowels can make another sound, and that is called the long vowel sound. Arms out nice and long, and that's where the vowels say their name. So if you can name the vowels, you can also tell me the long vowel sounds. A, E, I, O, and U. That U can be tricky. Sometimes it makes more of a ooh sound. We'll talk more about that later on. Today, I'm not asking you to really tell me why or how it's making that sound. Right now in the game, all I want you to do is identify which vowel you think you hear, and if that's a long vowel saying its name or a short vowel, caveman grunt. All right, here is the word. The word is bad, bad. What vowel do you hear? And do you hear long or short? B, ah, ah, ad. You should hear, let's change up my color here of marker so that you see a different color. You should hear the short A, ah, 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 and that's the marking you should have. All right, here's our next word. Crib, crib. Crib, crib. Did you say short I? All right, let's try a harder one. You ready? Log, log. Og. You should have short O. All right, here's a new one. Robe, robe. Robe. Do you notice that different sound there? Robe. You hear a nice long O saying its name. That's really different than what we heard in log, log, robe. In both cases, the letter O is in there. That's our vowel. However, in log, we have the short vowel sound. And in robe, obe, it's saying the long vowel name. All right, let's try another one. Neat, neat. Do you hear the E saying its name? Eat, eat. That's a long E sound. Tub, tub. You should have had a short U, ub. All right, last word. Let's give it a try. Ready? Tribe, tribe. You should have heard the long I in there. Tribe, saying its name. Okay, now that we've reviewed our vowel sounds, those short and long vowel sounds, we're going to talk about the CK rule today. So I'm going to clear off my drawings and I'll write a little bit on here. And then in a few moments, we'll go over to our slides, like what we look at each day for Reading Horizons time. All right, let's go ahead and start. On the screen, you should see a letter. What letter do you see? Tell me the name of the letter. The name of this letter is S. Tell me the sound of the letter. The sound of the letter is S. All right, now I'm going to create a slide. Please tell me the name of the letter that I added. A. Now tell me the sound of the letter. Ah, ah. When we read this slide, we have sa, sa. It's not a word yet. I haven't added a consonant. Right. The next sound is going to finish our word. The word I want to create is the word sack, as in I brought a sack lunch to school today. What's the next sound in the word sack? Good. Which two letters can make the k sound? There are two different letters that make k. If you said C and K, you are correct. Both C and K can say k. How do you know which letter to use to spell the sound k in sack? If you're thinking of our CK rule, K takes I and E, but C takes the other three. That's a really good start. But now we're looking really at C and K at the end of a word. That rule of K takes I and E, but C takes the other three works really well for the start of a word. But when we're ending a word with the k sound, there's a slightly different rule that we're going to listen to. Here's the hint. Listen for this vowel sound that comes before the k sound. So I want the k sound right here. Okay, I want the k sound in that box. I'm going to erase my arrow because it's not going to be a slide once I add an ending. All right, the k sound. And we're trying to decide what's that vowel sound before the k, s, ah, ah. Oh, that vowel is short. That's a caveman grunt. Ah, ah. Okay, so if we know that the vowel is short, then it's the k sound is spelled with both C and K. We have a short vowel sound, then you want to put both C and K together. Sack. If you have been in my Reading Horizons group, you should recognize then that this word is following phonetic skill 2. We have a vowel as we work our way up and around. We have 2 guardian consonants that are creating that short vowel sound. So we can also apply this in the opposite way. Instead of proving the word, I can now use that phonetic skill 2 to help me spell the word. I hear this short sound, s, a, k. Oh, it's short vowel. It must have both C and K, those 2 guardian consonants. So since that vowel makes that short sound, we're adding on C and K. We know that both C and K have the k sound at the beginning of a word too. When they are together at the end of a word, they still have the same k sound, but they make a new spelling for the k sound. So we will place an arc under the CK, just like we would do to a digraph. So I'm treating this kind of like a digraph. A digraph is 2 consonants standing together, but they only make one sound. Which means I said that wrong. It's not phonetic skill 2. Sorry, friends. This would be phonetic skill 1. So let me back it up and fix my markings here. Since C and K are acting as a digraph, one sound, it's a single consonant guardian, which is still giving us that phonetic skill 1 and the short vowel sound. It's working as a single guardian consonant because it is a digraph. I apologize. I messed that up. Phonetic skill 1 is what comes back to play there. When the word has a short vowel sound, ah, eh, ah, I, and it ends with the k sound. The k sound is spelled with the CK, like here in sack. And it's one sound, so it's only one guardian star. And as we said, that keeps our vowel short. Okay, it follows our first phonetic skill, and I want to go back onto our, let's share my screen here, switching it up. I want to go back into our PowerPoint slide so that we can look at a few other examples together. All right, there's that word sack. We reviewed all of that. All right, now I've got a new word here. We're marking along. So I start left to right. I'm going to start that at that S, and right away I see a blend. S-N blend. So I mark that with an arc. Up next is our vowel. Good. We mark it with an X. Now here at the end, we have that CK. So we're going to mark it as a digraph. Two consonants together, making one single sound. It's not k, it's just k. So we mark it as a digraph. Now work your way back up around the word. Since it's a digraph, it's one single guardian star, phonetic skill 1. And our A is short because of phonetic skill 1. This word, as we slide along it, snack. Snack. Go ahead and read that 2 times. Good job. All right, our second word here. As I'm looking at the beginning, I don't have any blends, but I do have a vowel. And again, we have our CK that come together. It's a digraph. 2 consonants making that one sound. I work my way back up around to the top. One guardian star because it's one sound there. And then I mark my I as a short vowel I. So when I read this word, I know that the I will say I. So let's read that together. Ready? Pick, pick. Great work. Can you use pick in a sentence? I need to pick which book to read. I'm sure all of yours were about books, right? Okay, we have another one here, and it starts this time with a digraph, the CH digraph. Ch, ch. Good. After that, we mark our vowel, and then we have the CK digraph here at the end. One guardian star again because it's a single sound. It's that digraph. This is phonetic skill 1. And then we go back into our short vowel E, which says eh, eh, eh. So as we slide this word together, check, check. Good, check, check. All right, 2 more words to check out. Ooh, look at that, I just used it in a sentence. This word is clock. Let's go ahead and I'm going to mark it this time. I have my CL blend. O is my vowel. And now CK are working as a digraph together. It's not clock. It's just clock. So I have a single guardian star for phonetic skill 1. And my O is a short O. Clock, clock. Look, those markings match me exactly. And our last word, again, phonetic skill 1, digraph CK at the end there. Since it's a short we need a CK. And there is duck, duck. Right, and that leads us to dictation time. So whether you have a piece of paper, a whiteboard at home, something that you're able to go ahead and write down each of these words. And I'm going to switch back over to the whiteboard so that you can check your work with me. And I'm going to change to a new color. All right. Here we go. The first word I want you to try is sick, sick, sick. I hope you are not sick today. ick. All right, so s, I hear that short vowel I, and that means the k must be spelled with C, K. I'm going to go back through and mark it to prove it. Ready? Single guardian star and that short vowel I. Read it 2 times. Sick, sick. Job. Here's our next word. Block, block. Block. Colby likes to knock down the block I am building. Block. BL blend. That's our O. And then CK digraph. We go back and prove it. Short O. Block, block. All right, let's try another one. Truck, truck. The truck drove very fast. The truck drove very fast. TR blend. Since the U is short, CK digraph. Mark it as a single guardian star. Short U. Truck, truck. All right. Grek, grek. Grek, grek. And since that is a short the k must be a CK digraph again. Grek. Right, I need to mark my guardian star short. And did I use it in a sentence? Grek. I did not. That's because it's a nonsense word. Right, and then the last one. Shock, shock. It was quite a shock when we all got a piece of candy today. Shock. Shock. Shh. We have the SH digraph. And since it's our short vowel sound O, we're going to have the CK digraph there. Shock. Mark it with our single guardian star and a short O above. Okay, let's go ahead and do the eraser game, and you can erase words as I say them. Ready? Find a word that has the same vowel sound that you hear in net. Net. Read it 2 times. You may erase the word grek. Grek, that nonsense word. Right? Find a word that rhymes with muck. Muck. Read it 2 times. You can erase the word truck. Truck and muck both have rhyming sounds. They both end in uck. Oh no, I erased some of my other words. Sorry, friends. Find a word that rhymes with lock. Lock. If you're thinking there are 2 of them, you are correct. Which 2 words rhyme with lock? Block and shock. Good work. Let's erase them in ABC order. The first one we would erase is block. B comes really early in the alphabet. It's actually the second letter. A, B. Second letter. So block is what we will erase first. Read it 2 times, please. Good. And now let's erase shock. S comes much later in the alphabet. So that's our second word. Go ahead and erase shock, or I'm sorry, read shock 2 times, please. And now erase shock. All right, the last word we have on our board or paper is the word. Good job. That's the word sick. And that's our final word. You may go ahead and erase that last word there, sick. And then you are done with Reading Horizons today. If you have been with Miss Howard or Mrs. Schultz and this seemed like a lot, please don't panic, okay? If you haven't gotten to Phonetic Skill 1 or Phonetic Skill 2 yet, you'll be there soon and they're going to teach you all this. Don't worry about doing the markings up above. If you've stayed with me, we've practiced some of Phonetic Skill 1 and 2. Please make sure you're doing those markings to prove the word every time. All right, I hope that you get the rest of your e-learning work done today, that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow.